thought that this would be a good idea because, you know, we were supposed to meet up and I was going to show everyone how to make sauerkraut, and it obviously can't happen right now. And then I thought, yeah, cool, let's make some YouTube videos and shit like that. And then that was all great until I started setting up, and then I started freaking out, so sorry. But anyway, I figured we'd do it because, I mean, it's such a good time to really think about probiotics and boosting our immune systems, as well as that serotonin. A lot of serotonin is created in the gut. Serotonin is one of those happy hormones, and while we're all a bit panicky and freaking out, I mean, what else do we need but serotonin in our bodies, really? So sauerkraut's a really simple way to improve your gut health. You can just throw it on a salad, throw it on scrambled eggs, throw it on, I don't know, whatever you like. So really all we need to do is, so I bought a really giant cabbage from the fruit and veggie shop. And you can chop it really thin or really thick, however you like it, depends on what you like. Obviously you don't really need to worry about it too much. A bit of thin, a bit of thick, so good. With the initial, with the initial leaves, the outer layers, I've taken off some of those to give to my chooks, but I've kept some, and I'll show you why at the end when we get it all in there. So I'm just going to keep chopping away. Sorry, I'm just going to be like a bit of a weirdo now. And in your clean bowl, it was clean, I swear, I just put the cabbage in there. Make sure it is clean because you don't want to mess up those good bacteria with the bad bacteria, especially at this time. And nice clean hands. Hand hygiene is so important. Especially get rid of your watches. They carry a lot of salmonella, MRSA, VRE, all the gross stuff, and probably right now, you know, all those viruses that we don't really need to talk about. So make sure you've taken your rings off, all of that stuff, and get it in there. Alright, so while you're doing this, I guess it might be a good idea to take the opportunity to think about the sort of flavours that you want to put in there, because you can either make it really simple or you can add a bunch of flavours to it. Getting down to the core now, so we'll discard the core bits because they're not really going to be very appetizing. Yeah, cool. Alright, I'm just going to chop it up a bit. Woohoo! Alright, so chuck it in the bowl. Sorry, I'm being a bit of a weirdo because I'm talking to myself in the backyard. And I don't even want to think about putting this on the internet, but anyway. And what we're going to need to do now is grab our salt. So this is just some River Murray rock salt. I would probably recommend buying it not in the rock form, but rather ground up already, because that is just using extra time that you really don't need to be spending, because that's what I did. And just take it and a couple of tablespoonfuls over your cabbage, and then just get in there with your nice clean hands and give it a bit of a massage. So this is going to take a little bit of time, but what we're looking for basically is for all the juices to start coming out. So what we might do maybe is leave it for maybe 5 minutes and then start giving it a good massage, because I feel like that will give the salt enough time to work on that little osmosis kind of effect, pull those fluids out and get us that soggy cabbage that we're looking for. So I'm just going to keep massaging. It's starting to work already. This is so exciting. It's like a science experiment. Oh my god, I can totally do this with the kids from homeschool. This is going to take a while. So this is pretty much how we want to see it now. So we've got this super squishy kind of coleslaw smelling cabbage, and it's just letting this moisture out. It's amazing. If you look at the bottom of the bowl here, you can see all this gorgeous fluid, and that's what's gonna get our probiotics working. It's very exciting. Lactofermentation is the word that I couldn't say a minute ago. Okay, so now is the fun part. So we're going to get our bowl full of smushy cabbage and our empty jar, which has been cleaned, properly cleaned with soap, hot water, sterilize it, good stuff, because you want the good bacteria in here. You don't want the bad shit, because that can lead to bad things. Alright, so we're just going to fill our jar with our cabbage, basically. And as you put it in, we can add in our flavours. So I'm today using carrot and capsicum. I'm just going to keep it really simple. Normally I would add in things like ginger, garlic, smoky paprika, you name it, you can add it. People put dill in. I've had that before. It's delicious. Curry flavors. Oh, chili is my favorite thing in the world. But as I'm planning on sharing this with the children, it's probably not a good idea. You can always add it later anyway. So give it a swirl. Yeah. So just mix it all about. Add it in. How good's that? Anyway, probably shouldn't squeal. So add it into the jar. I'm making such a mess. I'm so sorry. I'm normally not this messy. But I think that just comes with sitting down. Let's stand up. This is the last ditch going in. We've got those beautiful juices. And we are just gently putting the rest in. So I'm just going to push that right in there. Ideally you want that juice to cover your cabbage mixture. So we can see that we've got all that beautiful... I've got to stop saying that. I sound like a wanky TV chef person. Anyway, so we've got all these juices here. And we want them to be above the cabbage because that causes anaerobic fermentation. Anaerobic fermentation is important because as soon as the air hits this cabbage, we will be in trouble because that's when mold grows. So then what you want to do is take your reserved cabbage leaf, stuff it in, and because we haven't been able to create a full-on barrier, we will use that to push it down so that it doesn't float. So this jar of sauerkraut was left for about 4 days to ferment. After that time it got a little bit fizzy and sort of really changed the way that it looked. It looked a bit more soggy, I suppose you could say. During the time that it was fermenting, it did release a lot more moisture, so there was a lot more fluid in the jar. But as you can see here, it kind of comes out looking a bit like this. So it's perfect to put in your salads and just as a side for meals, as a topping on meals as well. It's pretty delicious. Obviously, like I said before, you can add all kinds of things to it. I highly recommend it. I make it about once a month. We just chuck it in everything. It's just such a good way to get those probiotics on board. Thanks for watching.